Hey, good evening. A few years ago I was inspired to tell stories, and so I brought a story for us this evening. This is the story of how fire came to a tribe that at the time was the indigenous tribe in Mississippi and Tennessee, the Choctaw tribe. So here we go. The Choctaw say, when people first came up out of the ground, we were encased in cocoons. Our eyes were closed and our limbs folded tightly together. This was true of all the people, the bird people, the animal people, the human people, and the insect people. The Great Spirit took pity on them and sent someone down to unfold their limbs, dry them off, and open their eyes. But their eyes saw nothing because it was a dark world, no light, no sun, no moon, not even any stars. People moved around by touch, and if they found something that didn't eat them, they ate it raw because they had no fire to cook it. This went on for many years, and then a great powwow was held where the bird and animal people took the lead and the human people kind of hung back a little bit. The bird and animal people declared, life is no good. Life is cold and miserable. A solution must be found. A voice spoke from the darkness. I have heard the people in the East have fire. Oh, what a stir of wonder that caused. What could fire be? Well, there was a great discussion, and if, as rumor had it, fire was warm and fire gave light, we should have fire too. And then the dark voice said, the people of the East are too greedy to share their fire with us. Oh, come on. The animal people and bird people decided, well, we'll just steal the fire from the greedy people to the East. But who should have the honor? Grandmother Spider jumped up and volunteered and said, I can do it, let me try. But at the same time, Opossum spoke. I, Opossum, am a great chief of the animals. I will go to the East, and I will hide the fire in the bushy hair of my tail. Well, it was well known that Opossum had the bushiest tail of all the animals, so he was selected. Opossum went to the East very carefully. He went all the way until he found the fire, red and beautiful, and jealously guarded by those people of the East. Opossum took a small ember and put it in his bushy tail, which began to smoke and then flame. And the people of the East saw this and they said, look, Opossum has stolen our fire. And they took the fire back from Opossum and they put it back where it belonged. And they drove Opossum away. Poor Opossum. His hair on his tail was all singed off. And you know, even today, there's very little hair on the black tail of Opossum. Once again, a powwow was gotten together to find another volunteer. And once again, Grandmother Spider jumped up and said, I can do it, let me try. But this time, a bird was chosen. Buzzard. And Buzzard was very proud. I can succeed where Opossum has failed. I will fly to the East on my great wings and hide the fire in the beautiful long feathers of my head. Still, the animal and bird people didn't understand the essence of fire. So, Buzzard flew to the East on her beautiful wings. She swooped down beyond the people who were guarding the fire and snagged a bit of the fire, put it in her head feathers, but her head feathers began to smoke and into flame. And the faster she flew, the more it smoked and the more it flamed. And the people of the east saw her and they said, look, look, Buzzard has stolen our fire. And they took it from Buzzard and they put it back where it belongs. But poor Buzzard, all of her beautiful head was burned off, and just a bare head, no feathers. And her skin was all red and blistered looking. That's why even today, buzzards have just a skin head that's all red and blistered looking, no feathers. Poor buzzard. Well, now the council chose Crow. Back in those days, Crow was known to be very clever. At that time, Crow was all white, and Crow had the most beautiful singing voice of all the birds. Crow spent so much time looking over the fire for the perfect ember. His white went smoked black. And he breathed so much hot, smoky air that when he went to sing his beautiful song, all that came out was a harsh Crow. Now the council says Crow has failed, Buzzard has failed, Opossum has failed. Who can we possibly send? Well, Grandmother Spider jumps up once more and she says at the top of her lungs, "Let me try it, please!" Well, although it wasn't thought she had much of a chance of success, it was understood that she did deserve to have her turn. Grandmother Spider looked in those days as she does today. She has her small torso and 2 sets of legs, 4 up, 4 back, down, turned the other way around. She walked on her beautiful legs to a nearby stream where she found some clay. And with her beautiful little legs, she made a clay container with a lid that fit perfectly on top and a notch cut out for air. She took this wonderful little clay pot and put it on her back. And then she wove a web all the way to the east. And she walked on her tippy toes all the way till she came to the fire. She was so small, the people of the east didn't take any notice. When she got to the fire, she took a little ember. She put it in her little pot and put the lid on top, put the pot on her back, and headed on back up her web to her people. She walked very carefully so the pot wouldn't fall off. And when she got back to her people, they looked at her and they didn't see the fire. They said, "Oh no, poor Grandmother Spider has failed too." "Oh yes," she said, "oh yes," she said, "I've got the fire, I got it, take a look, take a look." And she took the pot off her back and took the lid off the pot. And when this ember met its friend, the flame, the air, fire. And all the animals tried to decide who should have this wonderful warmth. Bear reached out with his paws and said, "I'll take it." Oh my gosh, but he burned his paws on it. And that's why even today, the pads on the paws of the bear remind all the animals that fire is not for animals. Just look what it did to Opossum and poor bear. The birds wanted no part of it. Buzzard and Crow had been changed forever. And the insects thought fire was pretty, but they also stayed far away. And then a quiet little voice was heard. "We'll take it if Grandmother Spider will help." The timid human people, of which the others thought nothing or very little, were volunteering. And so Grandmother Spider taught the human people how to feed the fire dry sticks and wood so that it wouldn't die, and how to encircle it in stone so that it wouldn't escape to harm them or their homes. While she was at it, she showed them about clay and firing pottery. She also taught them about spinning and weaving, at which Grandmother Spider is still the expert. So the Choctaw people made a symbol of Grandmother Spider, with her wonderful body and her legs forward and back, and a symbol of fire on her back. This is so that we will all remember to always honor grandmother's fight. The fire bringer. Thank you.